May I please, Lordship? Lordship, I beg to mention item number 2, my lord. Lordship,
Yes.
Madam may adjourn for the day, my lord.
Why?
My senior is left in the court, my lord.
Heard, Mr. What is your name?
A. Hussain.
Heard, Mr. A. Hussain, learned counsel for the petitioner who prays for an adjournment on the ground of personal difficulty of the conducting counsel.
Lordship, list after 1 week, my lord.
The considering the ground mentioned by the petitioner, the prayer is allowed. Let this matter be listed after a week.
Lordship, date may be fixed.
No date. Registry will fix the date. Yes, item number 1.
May it please your lordship. Lordship, in this matter, in the court below, the testimony, the examination in chief of PW1 has not been completed, lordship. Lordship may kindly call up for the up-to-date status report along with the testimony of PW1 after it has been completed, lordship. In the court below, lordship, the date has been fixed on 21/6 for evidence, lordship.
Again,
Yes, lordship.
heard, Miss, what is your name?
B. Chetri, lordship.
B. Chetri, learned counsel for the petitioner. Also heard Mr. K. Bush, learned additional public prosecutor. It appears from record that by order dated 13/5/2024, this court directed the registry to call for the scanned copy of the examination of chief of the PW1 from the trial court. And it appears that as per the said directions, the scanned copy of the PW1 has been furnished by the trial court. However, learned counsel for the petitioner has submitted that on 7/3/2024, when the testimony of PW1 was recorded, the examination in chief could not be completed and further examination in chief has been reserved. Same also appears to be true on perusal of the scanned copy which is available before this court. Learned counsel for the petitioner has submitted that the next date of the which case?
NDPS case number, lordship.
NDPS case number 54/2023 is fixed on
21/6, lordship.
21/6/2024, on which the further examination in chief of the PW1 would be conducted. Hence, she has requested to call for the up-to-date status report after examination of the
Chief and the cross-examination.
chief examination in chief of, as well as cross-examination of PW1. The prayer is allowed. Let the registry call for the testimony of PW1, including both examination in chief and cross-examination from the trial court after 21/6/2024. Let this case be listed again on first week of July at
Vacation.
first week after
Vacation.
vacation.
Lordship. 19 July, lordship.
19 July. Let this case be fixed on 19 July, on which before which the trial court, that is the Court of Learned Special Justice, shall furnish a report as to what happened on 21/6/2024, along with the scanned copy of the testimony within bracket examination in chief and cross-examination of the PW1 list accordingly.
Obliged, Lordship.
May it please your lordship.
Yes,
Lordship, this interlocutory application is filed for modification of order dated page 8, your lordship will find.
page 8
Page 8.
of the interlocutory application. Okay,
No,
yes.
this is the original bail order. Wherever two persons were granted bail on 18/1/2024.
Yes,
And since then he is still in custody because he could not comply with the conditions, lordship. Just before proceeding further, may I point out one thing, lordship. In the present case, lordship, he also filed one transfer petition. And in the said transfer petition, his copies of rejection of bail papers, all those documents are there. So that will be proper in my humble submission. If that both cases are taken together, lordship,
It's
and
a
maybe
application as well as transfer petition.
yes, transfer petition, lordship, because initially he filed bail papers, and his bail paper on the same day, lordship, that bailer, the government authority, he appeared before the court, but subsequently he was called to the police station, Sadar police station, by the OC, lordship, and therefore he could not come, and subsequently he denied to appear in the as a bailer, lordship. So those things are there. Those things I have stated in my transfer petition. If your lordship take up both the matters,
No, in your transfer petition, you are seeking transfer of the special NDPS case.
yes, lordship.
From which court to which court?
Any court, any other court from that court.
From that
Yes.
court, why you are seeking transfer?
Because lordship, that initially what happened when your lordship granted bail, the petitioner went to submit the bail bond papers. That was initially not accepted. Subsequently, lordship, he filed application for modification, lordship. And at that point of time, the PP said, lordship, that you withdraw the application, we will accept your bail application. And then, lordship, we have withdrawn the first. And after when both the parties file bail application, lordship, bail bonds, the one of the petitioner, that is Mohammad Rizwan, his bail bond was accepted, and then said that for second person, separate government employee will be required. Then he again came before your lordship, and your lordship has clarified that no, that observation is not there in the order, and therefore one government employee can start as a bailer for both the accused persons. Then he again filed bail application, his bail bond papers, lordship. And the day on which bail bond papers were submitted, the government employee who appeared stood as a bailer, he was called to the police station. And therefore, lordship, both the bailers fled away and they did not appear. And the rejection order itself, your lordship will find that rejected,
Are you suggesting that your bailer was threatened?
lordship. There, your lordship may kindly see page 18 of the IA.
Now, for what this bail application, for what purpose this bail application has been filed?
This IA is from
This
this
IA,
interlocutory application is filed for modification of that government employee and local security. I have submitted one judgment, copy of the judgment of Honorable Apex Court, lordship, to the court master, where 7 directions were there, and my case is covered under those directions. This case was taken Suomoto, lordship, therefore it is numbered as SMWP, Suomoto WBC criminal. The directions, your lordship, will find page 3. 7 directions are there regarding bail and bonds.
yes.
Number 6, lordship, may kindly see, if the bail bonds are not furnished within 1 month from the date of grant bail, the concerned court may Suomoto take up the case and consider whether the conditions of bail required modification, relaxation. That was not considered. And number 7, your lordship, will find one of the reasons which delays the the release of the accused convict is the insistence upon local security. If it is suggested that in such cases, the courts may not impose the condition of local security. And I was granted bail on 18/1/24.
Okay, now in this interlocutory
And
application,
even
You-
if your lordship kindly turn to page 18 of my IA,
page 18.
lordship. Your lordship will find that bail bond papers were submitted. Their bailers appear before the court, they appear before the notary, they signed the documents, they submitted they signed the papers. Thereafter, the bail bond papers were submitted to the court. And only rejection ground your lordship will find second last paragraph. However, bailers Suman Nath and Abdul Halim were not found on being called repeatedly. And these two persons stood as a bailer for Rizwan also. They did not defaulted in for the first accused, and both the accused are brothers, lordship. And these bail bond papers were submitted after your lordship clarified that one government employee can stood as a bailer for both of them.
Now what is your prayer?
My prayer is that transfer petition along with this case may be taken up because bail bond papers I have annexed in the transfer petition also. Signatures are there. They have genuinely signed those papers. It was notarized before the notary public that affidavit is required. Your lordship is aware that notary affidavit is required for the bail bond papers.
No, but regarding, there is a catch in this case.
Lordship.
If I direct this interlocutory application to be listed along with the transfer application,
Lordship.
because transfer application is not my roster now,
Lordship.
but this interlocutory application has to come to me because the original bail order was passed by me. So it
Lordship.
will have to come to me. If I direct it to be listed with transfer application, it would mean that I am seeking transfer of that transfer petition to my court.
The
So-
issue is that both the cases are similar, lordship, and interconnected. Therefore, I was praying to take up together. Lordship.
No, instead of that, we may say if you require the documents which
Lordship.
are there in the transfer petition.
Lordship.
Because roster is fixed. Roster is not, I don't have any control over roster. So in this way, we cannot bring a case which is in the roster of other court to this court.
That part is there, but if the cases are connected, interconnected, then your lordship probably can take up. Because the issue is same, that
No.
I'm seeking transfer only because of that reason, and
No.
the case is also same.
Question is, I would not have taken even this interlocutory application. It
Got
has come to, because now I am in not in roster of criminal bench.
That's it.
I am taking up this because only of the fact that the original bail application was passed by me, in which you are seeking a modification.
Got
So it cannot be taken up by any other
Also,
court.
in that case, my IA may be considered, my
Yes,
interlocutor application.
that I can do.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Bashir. No, today is the motion day. If you have, you, now what is your ground? You are unable to furnish government employee.
Lordship.
What
But
is the
in
reason?
terms of that judgment, lordship can modify that part, lordship, that government surety and local surety. My father will stood as a surety, lordship.
From where do you stay?
Uh,
You are not from Assam.
No, he is from Haryana. His brother is also from Haryana. He is regularly appearing in court.
Mr. Basho, you go through this, you reply, what is your submission? You take your time. because the government surety, yes, so government surety was given on the ground that unless there is a surety from now, whether the that can be changed, ensuring that he presents. Because if it can be ensured that even without government surety, the presence of that accused can be ascertained, then perhaps it can be relaxed, otherwise not, because it is an NDPS case. So on that, you make your submission, you go through the judgment of, because as per this judgment, if this is applicable to what kind of cases, this is
In all cases.
directions
cases.
in all cases.
Yes, once bail granted, then the bail bond.
Then at least we have to consider this. We have not taken suo moto,
Lordship.
or there is a interlocutory application. We have to consider this.
Yes.
And is any guideline is given on what would be the consideration for making modifications or relaxation?
These are the directions, Lordship, 7 directions.
No, these are you also answer my one query on next date.
Lordship.
Section 6 is the direction that we have to reconsider if the petitioner to whom bail is granted fails to furnish the bail bond.
Lordship.
So that direction is already complied with because you have filed an interlocutory application. We will be considering this application.
Lordship.
Now, what would be the guideline for consideration of, this is the direction that you reconsider, but what would be the guidelines? What should be considered, whether to change the criteria or not? What
Only,
the court should consider?
only thing is that whether he will appear or not, that part, Lordship.
Then
That-
why at the first instance such a condition was imposed? This question would also arise. Why at the first instance? There must be some reasons
Lordship.
that at the first instance the court imposed apparently stringent conditions.
Yes.
Maybe because of the fact that the offense is under NDPS Act, that too involving commercial quantity.
Lordship.
So you reply to me on the next date, what should be the guideline for the court considering a application praying for reconsideration of the conditions of bail?
Lordship. The only thing is that he already submitted bail papers showing, Lordship, one government employee and one local.
Yes, no, that I have understood, that when the bail bond, the bailer was called, he was taken a call by police,
Lordship.
and therefore perhaps he got afraid in
Lordship.
taking bail and he fled away.
Lordship. Only because of that compelling situation, Lordship, I am before your Lordship. Otherwise, the
Then you suggest also on the next date how to ensure your presence. How would you ensure this court that you will cooperate in trial? Apart
Therefore,
from
I have
your oral
submitted, Lordship, that
submission.
his father will stood as a bailer, Lordship. That is
No,
why.
how would we, because his father is also not from this place.
Lordship.
How would we ensure the presence of even his father who is ready to stand as bailer? These questions are to be considered for answering.
I will take instruction on that.
Okay, okay. How this interlocutory application has been heard, Mr. A. Ahmed, learned counsel for the applicant. Also heard Mr. K. Bashir, learned additional public prosecutor. This interlocutory application has been filed by the petitioner, by the applicant Irfan Khan, seeking modification of the conditions of bail granted to him by order dated 18/1/2024 in bail application number 3774/2023 by this court. Stop. by this court. Stop. Learned additional learned counsel for the petitioner has submitted that in terms of the directions issued by the Supreme Court of India in the case of in the suo motu writ petition within bracket criminal number 4/2021 within bracket order dated 31/1/2023, whereby the apex court had issued certain guidelines with regard to grant of bail to the under trial prisoners, wherein one of the condition is that if the bail bonds are not furnished within 1 month from the date of grant of the bail, the concerned court may suo motu take up the case and consider whether the conditions of bail requires modifications / relaxation. Stop. Learned additional public prosecutor sought some time to go through the interlocutory application as well as the judgment cited by learned counsel for the petitioner and make his submissions. Before he makes his submissions, the prayer is allowed. Let the wait. You take it, the photocopy kori xerox kori. You take it from record. He will give, court master will give you. When should we fix it?
Any short date, Lordship.
Yes, Mr. Bushu. Fourth
Lordship.
June.
Lordship.
You will be available.
Lordship, I will be.
Okay. Because nobody is available on 4th of June. No, I am not. I am available.
No, Lordship, fifth of June.
Lordship.
Let this case be listed again on 5th of June, 2023.
Obliged.